Hey guys, so I'm going to try not to be too lengthy in this video. You know how I struggle with that. Um, I do not want to sound corny or go overboard or sound sickening in any way, or even make it sound like I'm more than, I think that I'm more than what I am, because that's just crazy. I have seen a lot of people do that, but I just thought this was a quicker way to let you know. I appreciate each of you who, over the past few years, have encouraged me through your comments or your emails. I appreciate you either telling me something nice or encouraging, or saying that you were praying for me, or even come to me about asking for prayer or advice, or even share your testimonies. That's been awesome. I appreciate it. I've not been able to respond to everyone, but I wanted to let you know that I'm not just looking at it and brushing it aside and acting like it doesn't matter, because it does. I do not take it for granted. I do not take this avenue for granted. I'm very grateful. I know that things are getting bad in the time we live in, but I'm still grateful for the freedom and for this, different avenues that we have to help people. And so, thank you to those who, I know this sounds crazy, but to those who, I don't know, it just feels kind of like those who watch my videos, you've accepted me for me. I'm nothing professional. I stutter, and I've made that clear in my other videos. I'm just me. I'm just me. I'm not even went in and edited my videos, as I probably should sometimes. I haven't had any background music, and I'm not saying I won't ever do that. I just haven't looked into it about how to do that. But I just appreciate for those who have backed me up and encouraged me, even with just being me, and I'm grateful for that. I started out, for those who don't know, I started out when I was 19, which I'm 23 now, and I started doing my first few videos. I had just a few people in mind that lived, a couple hours away from me that I wanted to reach and encourage if possible, and I had no idea that it would be how it is today. Not that it's like a major thing, but I'm just in awe. It just shows that when we take ourselves, even, we're nothing, but when we take what we have, what little we have, and say, okay, God, I might not be able to do it how others do it, but I'm giving you what I have, and it might seem crazy to other people, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to obey you because I want to help somebody. And that's what I did, and I'm like, wow, and so it's just amazing to me. You just never know. And I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. I want to be an inspiration. I also want to be inspired. And so I do plan, Lord willing, in the future, I do plan to make more personal videos, just talking more. I do plan, as I've mentioned before, about doing a video about changes that's taken place in my life. I just haven't gotten around to it. Now that I have a baby, which he's 6 months old now, I was going to let you meet him, but he got a little cranky, and so I put him to bed. But he's a great baby. But now that I have him, things are different, now that I've been married and stuff, things are just different. But I do plan on doing more in the future. Also, it came to me today, because I don't know, I used to have an Ashley Duncan page for my music. I deleted it because even though I have an Ashley Duncan Sailor on YouTube, to me it's just different. People can subscribe if they want and all this stuff, and subscribe because they know what they're getting. They can follow videos and stuff. I know that that's how it is on Facebook. Like, you go and like a page and you get to follow their stuff and keep updated. But for me personally, it bothered me having people like something that had my name on it, like it. I know that I've got a YouTube channel, like, people subscribe. I already mentioned that, but it just seems different to me for people to like it. I don't want people to think that I'm trying to get them to like me and get as many as I can to like my name, And so I deleted that page, even though I was trying to encourage people sincerely. I was like, well, so me and my husband, we share a page now, and I've been using that as an avenue. But it came to me this morning, though. I love to write. I also love to make videos, but I love to write. I absolutely love it. Not everybody loves to do that. Not everybody loves to read what somebody writes. But for me personally, I love to share experiences. And so, Lord willing, I'm not even sure yet. I don't have everything all together, but I'm going to be opening up a page. And I will tell you more once I get everything together. Just, I don't know, more personal stuff, with spiritual experiences and day-to-day life stuff, and just stuff about my family and different things, things that I learned, stuff like that. I love stuff like that, and especially I'm directed more toward, young ladies and ladies. I want to reach everybody that I can, but I just feel more like I love to just, uh, I don't know, just share stuff with ladies, especially in particular. So, but anyway, so there's that. I do have things in the making. I'm just in the waiting right now. Things that I've been planning for a few years now. Things that I'm praying about and just planning as I'm waiting. So anyway, I'm just got some things in the making. I just, when God gives you a vision, sometimes it doesn't, you think you get so excited, and sometimes though you realize, wow, it takes some preparation. It takes some time. And sometimes He gives us the vision, but then sometimes it doesn't come to pass. Right then, just like if you think about Joseph in the Bible, when God speaks a word, sometimes it doesn't happen right then because He either wants to teach us stuff or whatever the case may be. There's obstacles that we must face, and there's things that we must learn. And so I'm honestly grateful that things that I had wanted to do, felt like God was wanting me to do a few years ago has not happened yet, because I probably could have made it flop. But I feel like He's really, really teaching me now and preparing me more. So, this is also what I had in my mind. I want to let you know, I had a comment made to me last night. This has been made to me I don't know how many times. And I don't want anybody to take me the wrong way. But this person, this is what they said, all right? They thought that when they first met me, they looked at me and thought I was like this highly spiritual person, kind of like on this pedestal that I couldn't talk to, I guess. They were trying to explain it to me. And that's not the first time. I've also been told that, people were surrounding me and I was in my own little bubble and this and that. And, which of course I want to be liked and stuff. I want to be a likable person and not somebody that people are like, ugh, don't want to be around. But I want to be a light. I want to be an inspiration. But man, it has hurt me so bad. And it's not their fault or nothing like that. But it's hurt me to think that people have thought those things of me. Maybe like up here and that they couldn't talk to. And I'm just going to be real with you, because that's all I know to be. And I'm not asking for anybody to feel sorry for me. This happens to people a lot of times in the ministry. But if you will be open to know that people in the ministry a lot of times are the loneliest people that you'll ever meet. There might be people surrounding them. There might be people talking about them, like maybe even in a good way. But when it comes to close friendships and bonds, people that they really feel like they can connect with and confide in, there's few. And I'm one of those people. I have in the past had really, really close friends, people I even call my best friend, and people right in the church house that I was really close to. And I've had experiences of being backstabbed, betrayed. Even as a teenager, somebody that I trusted went out, she took my boyfriend and all this stuff. I've forgiven her. That's just stuff that growing up, things I faced. And so it's hard to find people that you can connect with. I'm thankful for the ones that I've met through YouTube. I know I've not personally met you. It's been awesome. It's been such an encouragement to me to have people that you feel like care about you, and actually believe in what you say, and just accept you for how you are. But that's not always the case. And like I said, I don't want anybody feeling sorry for me. It's just how it is. I have people that are highly confident. I have people that I know that if I was struggling or if I had a serious question or something, I could go to them. But on a day-to-day basis, I don't know if I have a person that I could pick up the phone and call just to say, hey, let's talk, and all this stuff. And I used to have that. And, which, I know things change when you get married and have a family and stuff like that. But it's just how it is. So I'm not down. I'm appreciative of God knows what we need. And sometimes we can depend on people too much just to find that they'll let you down. He is the one that we should ultimately trust in and confide in and take everything to him before anybody else. And so, I've went through some really hurtful times. And but through those times, I'm telling you, if it wasn't for those times, I wouldn't know how God is our comforter like I do now. I wouldn't know how he's our friend. When there's no one else around, I wouldn't know just how good he is. I wouldn't be able to experience that intimate fellowship with the Lord, and his presence, how he comes to me and ministers to me in the ways that he has. And if we will let him, he will do that. So anyway, I wanted to also share with you though. So I mentioned that, I know how that is to feel betrayed. And, with people talking about feeling like they can't talk to me, it hurts me so bad if anybody thinks that, I think that I'm too good to talk to anybody. Sometimes when you're in the spotlight, and not that I feel like as much as I once was, not that I thought that I was something, but I used to travel and sing, a lot. That's what I knew growing up. I was, my family and we traveled. I can't list all the churches and events and festivals and different things we sang at, and different counties and states we were at. And I'm glad for that opportunity. And then when 16 years old, when we came off the road and my family was no longer together, a lot of things changed. But, in being on the pulpit, when you sing and stuff, people and I understand, I felt the same way about preachers and singers and different things, or authors, if they have a position that is more seen than other things. Everything's important in the kingdom of God, like in the body of Christ. But some things are more seen than others, and so sometimes people feel intimidated. And I'm like, I never want anybody to feel that way. I never want anybody to feel that way around me or towards me. And so I'm just letting you know, I know what it's like to feel lonely, and I'm the one who feels intimidated a lot, which I had a sister speak over me, and the Lord spoke through her and saying, how, I don't have to feel intimidated, which I shared that in one of my other videos. Because I have for years. I've always felt like I'm not good enough. Of course, that's Satan. A lot of us go through that day to day. Every day in our lives, we have something. The enemy tries to talk to us and either make us feel we're not good enough, or, to either do certain things, or good enough to be around certain people, or not as good as some, comparing ourselves to other people. And which that's a thought we need to cast down. And the Lord's teaching me to do that. I'm grateful for that. I want you to know, I mentioned how my family and I used to travel and sing, and we had certain people, and it makes me laugh because that is so not the case, but they would say that we were famous and we were popular, which is crazy to me. They would say that we were rich and we had all this money and this and that, and thought we were too good. And, I'm just like, really? It's amazing the images that people can get in their mind of other people. Because my stomach's growling, hopefully you might not have heard that, I don't know. But anyway, but I was like, man, I grew up watching my parents just trying to make ends meet, and I'm not trying to say that in an embarrassing way, that's just how it is a lot of times. And living in a really, really small house, which we were blessed, to be able to move at one point and get a new house and different things, but I used to be chased on the playground. I know what it's like. I used to be chased on the playground, and these boys chasing me in elementary school saying, poor girl, and harassing me. And in middle school, I remember being pinned up against the lockers. A group of boys in the 6th grade took their fist, and they didn't punch me or anything, but they all pinned me up against the locker, making fun of me. And, and I just remember just feeling like I never would fit in, and just feeling like an outcast. And thankfully, the Lord sent me some people that I could be friends with to survive in school. And things did get better, especially senior year was the best. And I will probably, hopefully one day just explain about that. It's still amazing how God moved. And so, and then in high school, I had a friend that, and it was my mind. I was thinking in my image of her, before I became friends with her, that she was this girl that was just too good, and everybody liked her, and all the guys liked her, and she was this preppy girl and popular, and so I was, I felt like I couldn't be friends with her. And one day, this girl that sat in between us was absent in class, and so she sat beside me, and she saw me laughing to myself. I amuse myself. I think of ways I just constantly laugh a lot of times. And so I was a loner, but I was in high school. I believe I was a junior, yeah. And so I was sitting there playing with one of my pencils in school. I don't even know why. Don't ask. But and the spring broke, and it went flying, and I just started laughing, and she started laughing with me. And from that moment on, we were friends, and which I don't really, at this point, I don't stay in touch with her anymore as I used to. But she scooted over beside of me, and she was laughing with me, and we started writing back and forth, because we couldn't talk in class, and because we had to watch a video or whatever, and oops. So little did I know, though, that her family, she came from a Christian background. She wasn't a Christian at the time. She wasn't saved or anything. We started hanging out, and she was interested in the life that I lived, and so she started hanging out with me, and she came home with me, and she went to singings with me that my family went to, and she started coming to church with me, and ends up she got saved and stuff, and which I wore skirts all the time, and so she used to have, her family used to do all that as well. And so I explained to her, I said, this is just something I do, because once you start it, if you go back, and I'm not saying anything against, everybody's got their own story. You come to a place that, God opens your eyes about different things. That's not for me to say. But it can affect some things, though, if you start doing something and then you stop. So I just explained to her, I said, listen, pray about it. If that's what you feel to do, then definitely, if you feel God's wanting you to do that. But don't start it because I'm doing it. And, because if you stop, and you start up, wearing your other clothes that you wore again, people will lose their confidence in you and stuff. So when she decided to wear skirts, though, when she started, we hung out. We were best friends. And she's not one that betrayed me, by the way. When I moved, we kind of grew apart. But she started wearing skirts, and people started making fun of us. People said that she was my puppy dog. Followed me around everywhere. They called us the Holy Rollers as we passed by. Just all kinds of stuff, I know what it's like. But I will tell you it's worth it. When I started wearing skirts, which, like I said, this is just for me, I am Pentecostal, but I have sang at Baptist, Pentecostal, Presbyterian, as far as I know, just Church of God, First Church of God, First Baptist, Methodist, all kinds of different, denomination, different churches. And so I believe that there are people serving God in each of those churches, genuinely. So I don't even like sometimes saying I'm Pentecostal, because what people automatically think these days. Now, Pentecost was real in the Bible, but these days people have made it into such, I don't know, I just get sickened when I think about how people think it. But it's still real, the power of Pentecost is still real. But it's not just for Pentecostals, it's for, everyone. But anyway, but I started wearing skirts. This is just me. And when I chose to do that, man, I got filled with the Holy Ghost when I was 15, after I stopped wearing the things I was wearing, because I just felt like God was wanting me to do that. And I just wanted to look more like a lady, and it just drew me close to Him personally. And sorry, my throat is kind of messed up, but so I got filled with the Holy Ghost June 17th, 2008, and a freshman in high school, man, I quickly found out who my friends were. I quickly found out the guys who liked me no longer liked me, and so they did not like me for me. And so, yeah, I found out a lot of things. People were embarrassed to be around me. It taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about myself. Not about myself, but about other people and their motives. And I had to give up a lot. And the temptation was there, because at times you feel like you have no one and you feel like you're not cared about and stuff. But now, looking back, I wouldn't trade it for anything. But anyway, so I'm just telling you, I know what it's like to feel that way. I also know what it's like. I never wore a pair of name brand shoes that were brand new. Never owned a pair of Nike or New Balance or anything like that. That's I'm not putting people down who do own that, but that's just how it was growing up. And so I dealt with a lot of insecurities, definitely. So, but in those times, man, God taught me so much, and which I already mentioned earlier. And I just found out a lot during those times. You will find out who your true friends are when you give up stuff for God. You will have to walk away from certain people. People who don't want to go forward with you. There are times you're just going to have to do it. You're just going to have to, say, listen, I love you, but if you're not willing to go forward in this thing with me, towards, getting closer to God and stuff, I got to go. I've got to go forward, whether you are or not. There's a song that says, I'm going to pray if I pray by myself. There's been times I have felt like I was by myself, praying by myself, worshiping by myself, being motivated and getting inspired by myself. There's just so much. I have so much that I just want to share with you. And I do hope to share more for those who want to know in the future. I just got stories to tell. I used to be really emotional. I don't remember if I even said this in this video. I did. I used to be really emotional. But God has definitely changed my perspective. And so I would have never thought that I would be a pastor's wife. Which he wasn't a pastor at the time. But there's so much. I'm just in awe, that God uses us the way that he does. And in ways that we would never expect. But when we say God, we sing that song, Oceans, Spirit lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you will call me. I've mentioned that before in one of my other videos. We talk about it, but then when it comes down to it, are we willing? When it's not what we want, not what we desired, are we willing to let him truly lead us? Honestly, I've never desired to be in a position as a pastor's wife. I had never desired that before. I desired to work in the church. I desired to be used, but I never expected that. But God's got greater plans than we have. And so if we'll just turn everything over to him, and he will use it for his glory. And, I just want him to teach me more. I'm just grateful that I'm on this walk with him. And so I just want to share all that with you. And I do, like I said, want to share more in the future. Thank you for listening, though. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being supportive and being a friend. I appreciate that, and I love you all.